అల్లబెల్లి ప్రధాన రహదారికి. పడిపల్లి. Oh. Oh. Boss.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to check. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you.
This is Venkatramana, sir.
Good. So I hope that you have not enabled screen sharing right now for me. I just
Just
want
minutes.
to
Yes, yes, sir.
cross
Not
check. Yeah.
enabled, sir. I will now. Pratik, sir, now you can.
Yeah. Yeah. uh, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Is it possible? Can we wait for 5 minutes, sir?
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to check it. So
Yes, sir.
is
Yes,
it?
sir. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So I will stop sharing. Yeah.
Morning, Pratik sir. Good morning to today's resource person of the workshop entitled Empowering Educators with GenAI. And good morning to all the faculty, students, and research scholars of SR University. I hope my voice is audible to all. And first, let
Yeah.
me, yeah, thank you, sir. First, let me introduce our resource person, Dr. Pratik Kumar. So, Dr. Pratik Kumar is an associate professor at the School of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, Washington State University, USA. Before joining Washington State University, he served as a professor at Thakur Institute of Engineering and Technology, India, and as a visiting professor at Whitman College, USA, and the Lambda Lab at Tel Aviv University, Israel. Additionally, he held the position of Associate Dean of Student Affairs at Thakur Institute. He earned his doctorate from Thakur Institute and his master's degree from BITS Pilani, India. He also completed postdoctoral research at Tel Aviv University, Israel. He works in the area of machine learning, explainable AI, large language models, and AI application for the social good. He is the recipient of Young Faculty Research Fellowship from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Dr. Pratik Kumar has demonstrated excellence in research, securing approximately 246,000 US dollars in funding from prestigious international and national agencies. He has published more than 100 research papers and articles in reputed journals, conferences, and magazines. He won gold medals at UNL Olympiad 2, 3, and 4 conducted by UNDL Foundation in 2013 and 2014. Sar is a well-known author, has published textbooks on databases and data mining. His latest book, Data Mining and Data Warehousing Principles and Practical Techniques, was published by Cambridge University Press in 2019. He also the author for popular books such as Simplified Approach to DBMS, Simplified Approach to Visual Basic, Simplified Approach to Oracle, and No SQL in a day. So passionate about teaching the masses through modern platforms like MOOCs. Dr. Bhatia runs multiple online courses on Udemy with over 40,000 students. He also manages a YouTube channel, Karthik Bhatia Simplifying Computer Education, where he shares video sessions on machine learning, big data, DBMS, SQL, and NoSQL. So this is the complete description about details about our today's eminent resource person, Pratik Kumar sir. So it is our pleasure. It's our. I feel it is like we are lucky to have such a eminent resource person, and he is coming forward to give some awareness on empowering educators with Gen AI, transforming teaching, assessment, and engagement. As I said earlier, through our WhatsApp messages and also through the emails, it's like a hands-on session. Hope everyone is joined the session along with their laptops. So try. I'm requesting you all participate in this workshop interactively and then hands-on workshop, and make and get as much as possible benefits from this workshop. Now I am requesting Pratik sir. So please start your session for today's workshop.
Thank you, Venkatraman. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for nice introductions and thanks for arranging everything. So, yeah, first of all, thanks for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. So, as we discussed, we are going to discuss a lot of things regarding generative AI, how we can make best use of generative AI by using for professors and educators. Let me share my screen first. Yeah, so I hope you can see my screen.
Yes,
And
sir.
and as we discussed in the beginning, this is going to be a hands-on session. So I request everyone to please join this on laptop or your desktop. And along with that, once we start demonstrating the concept, I want that you should apply all these skills directly on ChatGPT so that you can appreciate the things more deeply. So it's more than a talk. It's a hands-on session where you will be going through all the prompts engineering so that you can understand more deeply about the capabilities of generative AI these days. So this is my plan for this session. So since this is a 2 hour talk, so for first 30 minutes, we will be discussing on working principle of generative AI, because I believe that we have people from various departments. So some of you may not be aware about some technology behind generative AI. So it's very important to understand in the beginning how these generative AI techniques work. So once you know that the basic underlying principle, then the appreciation for that concept become completely different. So that's why for first 30 minutes we will take a quick overview how this generative AI works, and I will try to make it a lot more simpler and intuitive so that everyone can understand it, the basic underlying principle of these Gen AI applications. Then for next 1 hour we will be doing all the hands-on, and our hands-on will be focused on six major areas. First, role definition for Gen AI or large language model. We can define the role like, okay, use ChatGPT acting like a professor of a university or acting like a dean of a university or head of department. So we will discuss a lot of things on that. Then second part will be on how as a professor or teacher we can create quiz and exams with generative AI. A lot of our day time is spent on email framing and communication. So we will discuss how we can make email framing and communication a lot more smoother by using these generative AI capabilities. We will also discuss the role of generative AI for research support applications, creating online tutorial and courses, and ethical use of AI in academia. So we will spend approximately 1 hour on these six broader areas, 10 minutes for each. And then for last 30 minutes, we will be discussing how AI is shaping our society and education. And we will be discussing some serious questions during those last 30 minutes. So this is our plan. So for first 30 minutes, we will be discussing about generative AI, 1 hour for hands-on, and last 30 minutes for some discussion on future of AI in education and in society in general. So I want that this session to be a lot more interactive. So instead of just transmitting the information from my side to you, it will be great if you can interrupt in between and participate in the discussion at any time. You can unmute and just ask the question, and I will be asking a lot of prompt question to you in beginning so that we can have a little bit more interactive session in detail. And I have also prepared a informal quiz in the end. So we will be having a informal quiz based on the discussion that we are doing in this session, and I hope that it will be fun in the end to have a quiz like a KBC kind of stuff. So let's start our discussion on working principles of generative AI. So you know that in this session we are going to talk about ChatGPT, and you know that ChatGPT is launched 2 years ago, and it completely changed the whole landscape of artificial intelligence, the way we perceive it. But it's important to understand that this is not the first application which fall under generative AI. So here we are talking about generative AI. First term is generative. So when we talk about generative, it is important to understand that we are not talking about the generation of text only. Here, we are talking about generation of audio, generation of video, generation of code, and of course, text too. So nowadays, generative AI large language model are capable to generate text, videos, audios, and even they are generating code. So we have to consider that when we talk generative AI, we are talking about all these areas of discussion. But of course, this is not the first application. ChatGPT is not the first application. We have earlier applications which are limited in capability, and one such application you can see on the screen is having a home automation system or home assistant like Siri or Google Home. So you know that we use these software or apps for setting up alarm. So we pass audio instructions, app understand our audio instruction, and then also respond in the audio. So here you say that okay, your alarm is set, this is the generated message from this particular app based on the context. So this is also a generation, but this generation is only limited to solving some very small mundane task, but it is not that general. Similarly, we can consider another applications like our search completion. So normally when you search on Google, you just type San Francisco and it try to complete the whole keyword like San Francisco weather or San Francisco Valley and so on. So you see that there is a auto completion, and here it is also a automatic generation based on the context. Even when you type some message on the mobile or you compose some email, it also gives you suggestion for the most probable next word. That are also the early examples of uh, generations, and these are generation of text. When we see machine translation in actions, you pass English, based on that context it generate Hindi, so it is again generation of Hindi based on input of English. So it is also an example of early example of generative AI, but they are only limited for one specific application or areas. But something happens in November 30, 2022. Can anybody tell me what happened on that day? November 30, 2022. You can unmute, please. I'm waiting for your
ChatGPT was
response.
introduced.
Very good. So
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. ChatGPT was launched in November 30, 2022, and it has changed the whole landscape. So, whole all over the world, people respond to that, and you can see that it has become so much popular that within just 2 months, it able to reach 100 million user base. So all other popular applications like Google Translation took years to reach that number. Uber took 70 months to reach that number. Telegram took 61 months to reach that number. While ChatGPT is able to reach the mark of 100 million users in just 2 months. So from this, you can understand that how ChatGPT is important and how it completely surprised the whole world, and quickly it become the one of the hottest and most used app in all over the world. And now you know that we all are using ChatGPT on daily basis. Even now, the way we search, the way we used to Google it now completely changed by using ChatGPT. And within 2 years, it appear like we have ChatGPT maybe from last 10 years, but within just 2 years you can see that how much change it has bring to the whole scenario. And now you see that we are discussing this, how we can use chat gpt for our education, for our effective lesson plan, quiz, email composition, and so on. So you can understand that what huge impact it has on all our lives. So basically, now let's start understanding how actually it works. So the idea is very simple. These concepts are just to generate next possible word based on the context. For example, if you give the context like I want to, then the next possible word can be play. If it is play, the next possible word can be tennis. So the idea is very simple. You give the context, and based on that context, these large language model try to generate or predict the next word. By predicting next word, we able to complete the sentence. By completing a sentence, we able to complete the paragraph, or we able to complete a document. So this is the whole idea. Just by keep on generating next possible word, we able to generate all those text which we see on chat gpt. So this is very simple example. I hope everyone can make sense of that. For example, if the context is the color of sky is, so these large language model are trained on huge text available all over the internet. So it know that most probably, based on all the data which we have on the internet, the most probable next word is blue. So it generate the next possible word based on the given sequence of word. We call it as a context, and it predict what come next. And this is the basic principle which it used to complete the sentences and so on. But technically or internally, this is inspired by neural network. So all these language model are actually worked on the basis of neural network, and these neural network are inspired by our brain. So you know that in our human brain, we give weights to various kind of activities. For example, if we have to predict the price of a house, you know that the location of the property has some weightage. The flooring has some weightage, number of bedroom has some weightage, and we able to know the weight of these things by our experience. So in case of artificial neural network, we want to predict those weights which we give to all these input attribute with our experience. So let us understand that how these weights are calculated and how these weights are playing vital role in overall training of the system. So let's suppose we wish to predict the price of a house. So then the number of bedrooms, the location of that property, the flooring detail, all these become input attributes. And we randomly apply some weights to those input attributes. And these weights are, let's suppose, W1 to Wm. So these are input attributes like the fields of the property. You know those fields, and then you randomly apply some weights. So these are the weights which we randomly apply, and we do some calculations based on that weights. And then based on that weights, we predict the output value. So this is the predicted value. And you know that in machine learning, we know the exact price of the house. So in order to train it, we should know actually that if these are the input attributes, what is the actual price of the house. So we know the actual price. but we randomly assign some weights and then try to calculate some output value by the machine. So let's suppose y hat is the output value calculated by the machine and y is the actual price. And the difference between that is considered as error or cost. So the overall objective of this machine is just to minimize this cost so that actual value is close or exactly same as the predicted value. So this is the broader idea. Again, I repeat, we have some input attributes. Based on those input attributes of the property, we apply some weights, do some calculations, and produce the output value. We compare that output value with the exact price of the house. And the difference between that is the error. And our overall objective is to minimize that difference so that the actual value should be same as the output value should be same as the actual value, so that the cost of error should be minimized. Now, in order to minimize that cost, which value I can tweak or which value I should tweak? Can anybody tell me? My overall objective is to minimize this cost. In order to minimize this cost, I have to, my output value should be close to the actual value. Which parameter I can tweak in this whole diagram? Can you tell me, anyone?
Weights.
Which value I should tweak?
Weights.
Weights. So we have only the weights. As I told you, originally we started with the random weights. So based on the value of error, we go back and adjust the value of weight. By adjusting the value of weight, we again calculate those values and try to find out, by adjusting the weight, we do again the same process calculations, we got output value, and then again we compare the output value with the actual value. Of course it is not same, we got some error. Again, based on that error, we go back and do adjustment in the weight. So we keep on doing that forward and backward propagation. So this is backward propagation, then we calculate it again, this is forward propagation. So we keep on doing forward and backward propagation again and again until the cost is zero. So once the cost is zero or actual value is same as predicted value, we got some optimized value of weights. And once we got those optimized value of weights, we called it as a trained model. So trained model mean that training of artificial is nothing. It's just finding the appropriate value of the weights with the use of neural network. We call this as a neural network, but the overall idea is just to find out the optimized value of weights, and that is called as training of neural network. And we train it by using forward propagation, backward propagation. During backward propagation, we adjust the weight, we keep on doing forward backward propagation again and again until the expected value of error is zero or minimized. You got that point? I have question for you, maybe someone able to answer that. One cycle of forward propagation and backward propagation is called as, so when we do one cycle of forward propagation, which I shown you like this is forward propagation, this is backward propagation. So one cycle of forward and backward is called as, anyone, you can make guess. Actually, this is a technical term. So that is called as epoch. So in neural network, we used epoch. Don't bother about that term right now. But my idea is that just we do forward, backward propagation and try to minimize the error. And once we minimize the error, we say that our neural network is optimized. Okay, so after understanding this idea, we consider this figure. So let's focus here. So here the neural network is a little bit more complicated. We have lot of input nodes and then we have lot of in between nodes. These are called as hidden nodes and these are final my output nodes. So here I just try to give you some practical idea how these neural network actually look like. So these are input nodes which has some hidden nodes, hidden layers in between, because we require multiple computations in between, and then these are the final output nodes. Okay, based on our discussion, what we learned, these every link will have some kind of, can anyone complete? These will have some kind of weights. So this neuron is connected with 8 other neurons. So if you count, these are 4 plus 4, 8. So this neuron is connected with 8 others. How many weight will be here? Please unmute and tell me, anyone, how many weight will be here?
40.
No, no, only at this edge where my mouse is.
8 for
So
one neuron,
on
8.
this, yes, 8. So this neuron is connected with 8. So there are 8 weights here, 8 weights here, 8 will be here, 8 will be here, or 8 will be here. So if we have 5, so 5 into 8, it will be 40. Then these neuron also have some another weight which is considered as just fine tuning. So we can do fine tuning like we do fine tuning in FM radio. So once you fix 102.9, you can do little bit fine tuning for better reception. So this is fine tuning, and that fine tuning applied on every neuron, and we called in technical term as bias. So that fine tuning is called as bias, which applied on every neuron. So here we have 8 neurons. So there will be 8 biases. So that's why I just added that number. So I hope everyone got that number now. So we have 5. Every is connected with 8 other weights. So 5 into 8, 40. Plus these are the 8 biases which applied on neuron for fine tuning. So these are the weights which will be applied on input layer 1. Now let's come here. So here you see that each neuron is connected with how many other neurons? Can anybody tell me how many neurons are here? How
4.
many weights will be here?
Four.
Four.
Four neurons.
Four. Very good. And how many neuron we have? One, two, three, four. It is 8. So 8 into 4, 32. Plus there will be 4 biases that will be applicable on those neuron. So we got a number 8 into 4 plus 4. I hope everyone got that. So one neuron is here connected with 4 others. So there are 8. 8 into 4 plus 4 are biases. So this is this number. Now let's come here. There are 4. 3 are the weights. So 4 into 3 plus 3 are the biases. So these are the total weights which are applicable in that particular figure. So if you add all these weights, just give me a minute to reach up to that slide. So if we add all these weights, you see that we have total 99 parameters. So this neuron, this artificial neural network has 99 values of weight which it has to find out in order to fine tune it. So we use forward and backward propagation, but during those forward and backward propagation, how many weights will be optimized? 99. If you add all these values, these are 99. So this small neural network has 99 trainable parameter. Now I have a question for you. So in chat gpt we also has a trainable parameters. What do you think, how many trainable parameters we have in a model like chat gpt is also inspired by this same theory of neural network. It worked in the same concept. But what do you think, how many trainable parameter a model, a large language model like chat gpt has? At present we are just looking at a model which has 99 parameter, which also if you think mathematically, still it is lot of computation, adjusting all those 99 weights, doing lot of forward backward propagation, and then optimizing the value of those 99 weights so that the difference between output and actual value is minimized. But what do you think, how many weights or trainable parameters we have in model like ChatGPT? Yeah, just unmute please.
A number of
Pardon?
So
please
something
please
like a
repeat.
trillion.
Yeah, so here we are talking about a model which has billions of parameters, not trillion, but billions of parameters. So now just try to appreciate the level of complexity we are talking about. So this is a model which just need to fine tune 99 weights. But here we are talking about a model which need to optimize for billions of weights. Now just try to comprehend billions of weights. How many forward and backward propagation we have to do, what total time it will take just to optimized for billion of neurons. So we need a very large supercomputer kind of thing. How many time it will take to optimize those billion of neuron? What do you think? If you need to run a computer, how long it will take a supercomputer to find out the optimized value of those billion of neuron? Can you make some guess how many hours it will take? Just make some random guess.
So 2 hours.
Okay, just go beyond that. Think for some larger number. A supercomputer need to optimize billion of parameters, need to do forward backward propagation in order to reach to final optimized value of weights. How much time it will require? Just make some guesses. 2 hours? Any other number? Yeah, quickly, just make guesses. Yeah.
If we use
Pardon?
GPU, it may take 3 to 4 weeks.
So 3 to 4 weeks. So instead of hours, now we are talking about weeks. Actually, these are months. So it will take months for fine tune those optimized value of weights on very large supercomputer kind of thing, which has a lot of GPUs working in parallel. So it required months of training, and we have to keep that large language model running on those large machines for months, and then only we got some optimized value of weights, and then finally we got a trained model for those billions of parameters. So we are talking about a model which is trained on billion of parameters. And now let's understand that graph actually are very important, and as a teacher it always increase the curiosity in our brain that how the things are working and where we are moving right now. So here you see that in ant brain we have 10 raised to power 8 parameter. So a small ant has 10 raised to power 8 parameter in the brain. And you see from where we have started. So GPT A1, which we launched in mid of 2018, it has 10 raised to power 8 parameters. So GPT-1 has a brain capability of an ant. We reached GPT-3, which has 10 raised to power 11 parameters for optimization. And you see, this is the capacity of the rat brain. So GPT-3 bypassed the capacity of the rat brain and it optimized 10 raised to power 11 parameters. What about human brain? Human brain has 10 raised to power 14 parameters. So our brain has 10 raised to power 14 optimized value of weights, which are defined, and based on those parameters, we made our day-to-day decisions. Look where GPT-4 is. So it is already reached 10 raised to power 12 parameters. So we are very near to reach the capability of the human brain. Human brain has 10 raised to power 14 connections, but here we are talking about a GPT-4 model which has 10 raised to power 12 optimized connection. And see the growth. From within 5 years, we reached from this to this. And maybe within 2 3 years, we bypass the capacity of the human brain. So that's why these large language models are very powerful, and soon it will bypass the human brain capacity. And of course, they are reaching very near to the capacity of human brain. So that's why when you ask any question, it produces excellent results because it is already having the capacity of 10 raised to power 12 fine-tuned parameter, which is quite close to the capacity of the human brain, which is 10 raised to power 14.
Sir,
Next
one
question.
small
What?
question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, one small. Then why there's a inaccuracy with the facts, or it's a biasness coming up when I use it for my biological data? It's giving biased result for something.
Yeah, so it depends upon what kind of data we are feeding for the training. So these are the challenges which we have, because it is trained on the internet data which we have written so far, the humanity has written so far.
Correct, sir.
So
So
these are
isn't
the
it like
challenges.
we
But
should put
try.
some filters? System
Pardon?
should identify the filters, or precisely what kind of thing is coming up. Then accordingly change the array of parameters.
Yeah, so system is making a lot of intelligence decision these days, and we will be demonstrating that in coming hands-on demo. So of course, by having hand-on demo, what I feel that you will able to appreciate a lot what kind of decision they are capable to make. But of course, they are not perfect. There are ways to make it perfect. We will also discussing how we can make it more perfect for your task, because it is a generalized model which is trained to do a lot of things, but not with perfection, but with very good or decent amount of accuracy.
So how should we overcome the limitations here?
Yeah, I will discuss that. So we can fine tune those large language model for a specific job so that we can overcome the limitations which you are facing. So we have
Okay, please
solutions
go.
for that. Yeah. So now my next question is, what do you think? How much data? What is the size of data on which ChatGPT is trained? So how much text already we have fed to these large language model?
Sir, something around 1 trillion terabytes.
1 trillion terabytes. So let's understand this graph, and I hope you will appreciate it more deeply once you understand this, once you see that graph more closely. So you see that I'm starting from here. 10 raised to power 9 are the total words which a normal human being heard or read in the whole lifetime. So a human being who is capable to read and write just has a limited vocabulary of 10 raised to power 9 words in the whole life. English Wikipedia has approximately 10 raised to power 10 words. But GPT-1 is trained on 10 raised to power 11 words. It means that it is a lot more than the capacity of a normal human being who read or write in the whole life. So in whole life, we read and write only 10 raised to power 9 words, while GPT-1 is already trained on 10 raised to power 11 words. Important to understand. The whole humanity has 5,000 year of history, and under that 5,000 year of history, whole humanity has generated just 10 raised to power 13 words. So whole humanity has generated 10 raised to power 13 words so far in the history of 5,000 years, which include our Vedas, Gitas, Guru Granth Sahib, and all the religious material, newspaper, books, everything. If I include everything, it is just 10 raised to power 13 words. And you see how much GPT-4 is already read. So GPT-4 is already trained near about on the all the data humanity has written so far in the history of 5,000 years. That's why if you ask GPT-4 about Ramayana, Gita, or any other religious text, the GPT-4 is able to answer that question. If you ask GPT-4 about the question on physics, chemistry, computer science, it is able to answer that question because it is trained on all the data which humanity has written so far. So all the data which is publicly available, and which is written by humanity so far, it is trained on that. And that's why once you saw the output which is generated by ChatGPT, we feel astonished by the accuracy and how quickly these machines are able to generate the text. And sometimes we feel that it has some reasoning capacity too. So this is the data on which it is trained, and it is quite far ahead what we have in our whole lifetime. So all the intellect people which we say ourselves has only limited capacity of 10 raised to power 9, while GPT-4 is a lot more intelligent on that, and it has more knowledge of words than normal human being has. So once we train these large language model for billion of parameter, what we observe, if we train a model for 8 billion parameter, these large language model develop some understanding of language. They can do some basic arithmetic. They also able to do some basic question answering. If we train it for 62 billion parameters, some more application, some more capability these large language model will have. They able to do translation. They have some common sense reasoning. They have some summarization capability. If you train it for 203 billion parameter, you see it can explain the jokes. It can complete the code. If you train it for 477 billion parameter, more application came up. And if you complete train it for 540 billion parameter, you see that it has the capability of arithmetic, code completion, GK, joke explanation, physics, pattern recognition, common sense reasoning. And this is the tree of large language models. So as we have 5 billion parameter right now, so you can see that these generalized models are capable to do all these kind of tasks. And that's why on ChatGPT we can ask all the question and it can able to solve all those parameters because it is trained on 540 billion parameters. So as the large language model grows, application grows, and at present we have large language model which has the capability of doing these tasks. Yeah, so this is about the working principle of large language model. This is what I wish to discuss with you in the beginning, so that once you see the hands-on session, you will able to appreciate and try all these kind of things which are possible with large language model. If you have any question at this point, yeah, I can take two questions. So please unmute and ask any question, please. Yeah, whatever you are thinking, based on what we discussed so far, what kind of ideas you are having, or if you are thinking about some kind of data and graph which we have shown so far, please share whatever you are feeling right now. Yeah, please. It's important to have interactive session. I know that those who are uh, seeing this first time, they will have a lot of questions in your mind, so please don't hesitate to ask those questions, because first time when I see these, I also had a lot of questions in my mind, how it's working and where we are going. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in the context of solving the problems,
Hmm.
mathematical problems, so we can also do like this, no, sir, like teaching the chat GPT or training the chat GPT in the context of the concepts of mathematics, so that it can automatically analyze the question according to that, and it can solve by
Yeah.
its
So
own.
yes, so what we discussed so far, that the chat GPT has general capability to do a lot of things, and even what we observed, that it can reasonably well understand and solve the mathematical problems. But yeah, of course, we can fine tune it further for solving mathematical problem more accurately. So here, what we are talking about, these are. I want to show you this figure again. So these are generalized model which are trained on everything. So can anybody tell me what chat GPT stand for? So chat, G is for, what is G? P and T. So there are three words, GPT. So G is for, P for, just make some guesses. Don't hesitate. Whether it's right or wrong, it is not that important. So G, P, and T. Just make some guess. What is G? What do you
Get,
think?
Generate.
get,
Generative? Any other? Mhm.
Generative pre-trained transformer.
So P is for pre-trained. So here we are talking about a model which is pre-trained, as I discussed, because it will take months for training. So it is already pre-trained. And it is generative, but along with generative, it is journalized. So journalized mean that we are generating the model which is journalized on all these tasks. So this is journalized to do all the tasks. So when we talk about chat gpt, it is a journalized model which has all the capabilities for translation, language understanding, summarization, arithmetic, and so on. So it is very generalized model, and it is pre-trained. And the T is for, yeah, T is for transformer. So transformer is actually a architecture, which is a technique which is given by Google for training these large language model in an effective way, because we have to fine tune billion of parameter. So we require some specific architecture for that. So Google team created a architecture called as transformer, which is used to optimize these billion of parameter quickly. So we use transformer architecture, and T is from that name. So generalized pre-trained based on some transformer architecture. So yeah, so based on this discussion, now we can start looking at this particular notebook. So I have prepared a workshop manual. Now we are at the second part of this workshop. We are going to do some hands-on session right now. So it's about empowering educators with GenAI, where we can revolutionize teaching, assessment, and research. And you see that this particular uh, manual has five important components. So first is about general role definition. So when you interact with chat gpt, we can define that act as a professor of database management system, or act as a dean or act as a head of department, or act as a director of university. So we can define the role, and once you define the role, you will see that the output of that chat completely change. So it's very important to define the role to the chat gpt, so that it should generate all the text as a professor generate, or as a head of department talk. So we can assign the role, okay, generate all the talk like a head of department or like a professor. So that is called as role definition. So we will be discuss a lot of prompts for that. Then second part will be upon quiz and exam preparation. I have prepared a lot of prompt for that. Email framing and communication, third part. Research and support application, fourth part. Creating online tutorial and ethical use of AI. So we have six parts, and I will take approximate 10 minutes on each of these. So mm, I'm going to share this notebook with you so that you can apply it right now, along with the discussions what we are having. So I'm sharing this with you on chat. Okay, so please everyone, click on that particular link which I have shared of Google Drive. With this, you will able to download that PDF file. So please download this on your machine, and you have to do side by side the activity which I am doing. So then start chat GPT session, start a new chat, and then we can start with the copy paste. So this is what how this is look like. So first part is general role definition. So here you see that we have some prompts which you can directly give to chat gpt for doing some particular activity. For example, what I'm saying, act as a university professor specialized in database management system for undergraduate student, and focus on these things. So you can define a role, whatever
Ethics,
subject you are teaching.
ethics,
Take a role of professor of teaching software engineering to final year students. So based on your
Excuse me,
subject.
sir.
Yeah,
ethics.
please. Yeah,
Sir, actually the link is not available in the chat. Can you please?
just a minute. I have shared this. Uh, 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 Failed to send. Okay, why it is failed to send? Thank you for highlighting that. Let's do it again. So this is team. Maybe it is not allowing the link to share, but it is surprised. Failed to send. Okay, do I have any other means to share that link with you? Okay, I will do one more thing. Just give me a minute to generate QR code. Okay, so please scan this QR code. I hope it will work. Is it working?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Good. So I request everyone to please open this file. Yeah, it's working. And please take the picture and scan it right now so that I can start with other screen. So again, I request everyone to please scan it. For next another 1 minute, I will show this on the screen. Without this, you will not able to do anything in this workshop. So it's very important to scan this. So please, everyone, take your mobile and scan your this QR code. It will open the file, download that file, and open this file on your laptop or desktop. So please raise hands those who are able to do that. We have 132 participants. Very good. So yeah, please. If someone is getting some issues, please ask the question. This is on your screen. Take your time, a minute you have for this. I'm waiting response for each one of you. Please do it quickly. Without this, you will not able to do anything worthwhile in this workshop. So it's very important to have that file. So can I move or you need more time?
Yes, sir. It's
Please
okay.
say
It's okay.
something.
And I shared that link through our chat box also in our Teams
Okay,
chat
good.
box.
Good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for sharing on
Thanks.
other platforms too. So that's nice. Okay, so what we are having, so yeah, you can see that. So here we have various roles. So what you need to do, just you need to copy paste and see what kind of output you are getting. So you can change the subject, which subject you are teaching here. You can change the year, and based on that, just create a prompt and open your chat gpt, start a new message and just paste it, and then try to see. Here I'm saying that you are teaching a software engineering final year this, and explain these things. So you see it is defining all those things by acting as a teacher for that particular task, and then all the chat will be considered as a software engineering profession. So you see that the message is important. As your software engineering professor, I will guide you through these and these. So now chat, remember that here my role is as a software engineering professor. So you can define the role in the first go by pasting any prompt, so that you will get all the responses according to that role. And sometimes it make a lot of difference in the output which you received without defining role, and once you define the role. So you can define, you can copy this subject specific prompt. You are dbms professor for a cs course, and you need understanding this on this. Or what I suggest, simple copy that you are a dbms professor for cs course, so that at least it know that what is the role it has to perform. So you see that first of all, just define that you are a DBMS professor or your subject, and that is called as role defining. And all the further communication will be according to that role, and it will help you to define some roles and able to get appropriate output. Even you see that I have also created some prompt for head of department. So if you are acting as head of department, so you can say that act as the head of department of computer science department, provide advice on this and this. So how we can integrate ai or cyber security. Or you are hod, talked about evaluating research proposal, or you have to guide new faculty member in balancing this and this. So it will have a tone of head of department. So in order to give that particular tone to your chat, it's important to define that role. So here we have defined the role as a hod, and now it will generate responses according to that role. So role definition is important. Even you can say that act as a director of research institutes. So then it will generate all the email communication according to that particular role. So role definition is important, and this is just the first part. Nothing to get confused, but here this is the exact task which we wish to discuss. Now I please request everyone to please start on our quiz and exam preparation section. So this is section number 2 actually, exam quiz and exam preparation. Here we number it as 1. So please everyone follow this. And you see that with this we can create exams and quizzes effortlessly. So here I have added few examples which you can directly try. You can say that generate 5 MCQ question on this with 4 option on each. So just copy it and paste that on chat gpt to see what kind of output you are getting, and it will create 5 MCQ type of questions, and it also provide you the corresponding answer of that question. And even in the prompt I have defined that create 3 medium, easy and hard questions on law of motion, include correct answer. So let's see what kind of question it will take create if I ask for easy, hard and medium question. So these are first 3 easy questions. Then you see that these are medium questions. So here it has added some numericals where we need to do some calculations on that. So these are medium level questions. So you can define the complexity level. So you see hard questions. So this is a ball, we follow through this. So these are wonderful questions. Normally we struggle to get some good quality questions to ask in the exam. And here you can see on my screen how quickly it is generating questions on this topic effortlessly, and also providing the answer and also giving the reason why this is the answer, and also breaking that into simple steps. So just try all these things on your own. In 1.2 I have section on short answer questions, where you can ask short answer question. Or sometime know that we struggle a lot to create application oriented questions. So here you see we have a prompt to create 3 short answer question on thermodynamics, focusing on real examples. So just paste that. So here it will be creating thermodynamics on some real world application. So you see why is it possible to heat engine this and this. So this is real world problem, and it is creating some question on those real world applications. So please keep on trying. You can create true false, you can create long answer type, filling the blanks, match based questions, and even you can also specify some scenario based questions. So let's try that. Create 2 scenario based question on cyber security. So yeah, so I'm doing right now on my screen, but I strongly suggest you to please copy paste and reframe those questions according to your own subject and try to see what kind of output you are getting. So I will not speak anything for next 3 minutes. This is your time to try section number 1, that is on exam preparation. Last part is Bloom taxonomy. So you know that nowadays we talk a lot about Bloom taxonomy. We have to frame question accordingly. A lot of evaluating agency require us that create questions based on Bloom taxonomy. So I have added that, and you can simply copy paste it and try to see what kind of output you able to get. It has everything like synthesis, evaluation, analysis, application, comprehension type of questions. So please take your time and try to work on section 1 for another 3-4 minutes, and then I will take your questions. But please do this on your own. Just copy paste it on your chat GPT and try to reframe it according to your subject. Thank you. I need a 1 minute break, and please keep on doing and practicing this on your own. Yeah, so please share your feedback so far. How, what you are feeling? Is it giving you good output? Are you liking it, or what are your thought on that? Yeah, please. You can unmute. Yeah, please unmute. Yeah, yeah. Anyone want to share your experience? What you are feeling right now?
So this document is really wonderful.
Thank
So
you.
we are seeing a lot of prompts. Sir, actually, I do research, a lot of research, but the problem that I face so far is drawing the diagrams. So
Mhm.
when we design a model,
Yeah,
so we have CNN models. Can you give some guidance in this aspect, how to draw those diagrams? Generally,
yeah,
when we see on research paper, there will be very
yeah,
neat diagrams, but we can't draw that.
yeah. So we will discuss that in couple of minutes. Yeah, of course. Yeah, any other one who want to share your experience so far on working on question generation, particularly on question generation? Anyone? Okay, so now let's move to second part. I hope you are doing along this everything with me. So second part is on email framing and communication. This is most uh, the part which I like most, because you know that most of the time in our day as a faculty member, we spend a lot of time in framing those email, and it took a lot of time. So we can use ChatGPT for framing it for any particular specific scenarios. Here I try to cover all possible scenarios as a faculty member, so that it can ease our life. So sometime we need to invite a guest speaker. So this is the prompt for that: invite a data science expert to speak on AI seminar for our graduate students. Sometime we respond to student queries. So let's suppose student is asking for some extension due to some personal health issues. So normally we write very briefly, and sometimes we lose the compassion in responding to student needs. So let us consider this. So here we are responding to student who ask for extension due to personal health issues. So let us generate this prompt to chat gpt and see what kind of response it, what kind of email this is going to generate. So here you see that this is very soft email which is generated by ChatGPT. It is saying that thanks for reaching out and letting you know about me about your situation. I am sorry to hear that you are dealing with health challenges. Your well-being is priority, and I want to ensure that you have time and support you need to recover. So you see that these 2 3 lines can, how compassionate these lines are, and normally we don't have time or we miss that connection in our communication. So this is very important. Sometimes students have some health issues or some mental challenges. So if we can address those in our communication, it will be nice. So you see that how softly it has framed that email: I'm happy to grant extension on this specific topic. New deadline is this. If you require further adjustment, please let me know. Take care and get well soon. So wonderful. And you see that when teachers see this, when students saw this email from student, from a teacher, it completely changed that perspective for the student. So it's very important to have that kind of thing in our day-to-day conversation, and we can easily use that by having chat gpt capability. A student is confused about specific topic, so let's answer that query. So here we are explaining the student a particular topic in the email. So normally we struggle to give a suitable response on email. So you see that here we are addressing some of the things, and it is try to explain and provide the solution so that student can further understand that topic more deeply. So here I have framed all the things which normally we require. So you see that sometime we conduct some workshop and we require a call to all the faculty members. So invite faculty member for workshop on this at this date and this time. So normally your dean or head requires a lot of such kind of communication. So we can simply do that kind of communication very quickly by having these things in our box. So you see that it has generated invitation email for workshop, date, time, location, topics, everything is there. And so quickly it has come up with that email. So you can simply copy paste that prompt. Even we can send some workshop reminders, workshop feedback request, and if you are conducting some conference, even it can generate invitation for that. So we have prompt for that: invite the researcher to submit the paper for this conference. So you see that it will generate a very compassionate email on that. So you see, this is the topic, these are the conference themes, key details, and all those things, how to submit. So everything is there, and you can just reuse it, and it will make your life a lot more smoother and easy. So there are a lot of prompts under section number 2, email communication. So please take another 3-4 minutes to do or try these prompts. You see that we have something for keynote talk. We have prompt for tone adjustment. So please take your time and try to generate these kind of output on your own for section 2. So we are at section 2, and I'm requesting each one of you to just copy paste these things and try to see how the things are working for you. And please analyze this on your own. Yeah, so I request everyone to please practice this email composition on your own and try to see what kind of output you are getting, and please evaluate this on your own. That evaluation is very important because you are professor, and it's very important to have your own personal evaluations instead of what I'm saying. Please try to make your own idea out of this. Yeah, so at this point, if you have any question, what you are thinking by applying section 1 and 2. Section 1 was on exam preparation, section 2 is on uh, email composition. So yeah, anyone please unmute, and if you can share your experience and your thought on this. Yeah, anyone please. Yes, anyone who want to share any ideas or your experience based on what we are doing right now?
Yeah, Pratik sir.
Yeah.
1 minute, sir. So I'm requesting all the participants, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself. Otherwise, keep mute. Because we're getting some background noise here.
Yeah, please unmute. If you, it's very important to know what you are feeling and how you are doing right now.
So if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, keep mute.
Okay, so let's move to the, yeah, please.
Pratik sir, actually till now, generally when I'm preparing any multiple choice questions, anything, just I'm preparing myself. Definitely it will take more time. So my question is, sir, for example, let us assume I am preparing some questions using ChatGPT for a particular subject. So based on the type of searching, the data will be stored in the backend automatically.
So this is good, very good question. So here it is your specific chat. So what you are doing, it will not be stored anywhere. So let's suppose if someone else is asking the same question, so he or she will get some different output. So the output will not be same. So that is the beauty. So the question which I'm getting, will be different from if someone else is asking the same question, because we have defined the role, and it will be generating the response based on all the conversation we have in our chat. So it uses that, and it is not storing those questions anywhere for sharing it with others. So it is completely fine. And at this point, I also want to add that we can also specify some PDF file or some doc file, uh, which are my notes, and you can say that, okay, use this doc file to create MCQ questions. So instead of just creating random question, you can share your notes, and it will create the question only based on your notes, so that you can make it sure that it is according to your syllabi, and this is what you discussed. And even sometime we got some very good blog, and we wish to create some question on those blogs, so you can even specify that blog in our topic. So let me show you, for example, data structure array topic. So here you see I have a blog. So this is the blog which I like most, and I want to create some MCQ based on that. So you can simply say create 5 MCQ based on data given in this blog. So it will read that blog, and based on that blog, it will only create 5 MCQ questions. So this is another very wonderful feature where you can specify your own doc file, you can specify your own link, and it will only ask the question which are mentioned in that blog. It will not go beyond that. So yeah, this is a very important point which I also use. And you can see that there is a option to attach file, so you can upload a file from the computer. Let me see and find some notes. So here you see, mm, okay, I have this class diagram presentation, and I can say that create 5 MCQ on this PPT. So it will only create the question which are given in that, and you see it has a capability to read the document, and it is asking those UML diagram question which is already mentioned in that presentation. So yeah, so wonderful. So it ensures that it is just not asking random questions. It is not just using internet. So you can specify your own knowledge base, and based on that knowledge base, it can create a question. So it's very important to know that capability of ChatGPT. Yeah.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for the response. And the reason why I'm asking this question is, let's assume I want to conduct one examination for the students.
Yeah.
And I'm using the ChatGPT for MCQs. The students also using ChatGPT for MCQs, so they can get the solution directly. So they can.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying, that so normally the student which they will be getting the questions, so will they will it will be different based on what you have, because you can add your own input. So instead of just directly asking the question, you can build some base that, okay, I have covered these topics in these depth. These are my notes. So can you create some questions based on those notes? So it will help. Or you can say that use these resources to create questions. So it will completely change that perspective, and you see that it can create hundreds of questions, and from those hundred of questions you can pick one or two, whatever you want. So yeah, it anyway, whenever we have to create the question from book, so student has a chance to read those book questions, and we ask the question from book. But here the probability of having the same question solved by student is lot less as compared to from a book, because book has some limited questions. So yeah, it usually works perfectly fine, because what I have shown you, you can upload your own notes, you can use blog, and even you can chat. You can say that, okay, I don't like this question, I want a little bit more hard question, or this on this. So based on that, it will generate question.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so
There
let's
is
move to the next part. Please, I request everyone to ask the question. It's very important to have interaction. Otherwise, it will not giving us the results which we wish to have. So now the third section is
Sir,
research
there is
support.
one question by Radha Krishnan that is in our chat box. 100% chat GPT content is trustable, sir, like that he asked.
I'm unable to read. Can you
It's
repeat
okay,
that
sir.
question?
Yes, sir, the question is a question from Radha Krishnan, Paramasivan. The question is 100% chat GPT content is trustable.
Yeah. So it is so normally it says that it is AI generated content and we have to verify it on our own by using our own intelligence, that is it correct answer or not. So most of the time it is correct, but of course we have to take a pause and we need to analyze those results before moving ahead. So yeah, we have to use our own human in the loop, that once you got that question, just take a pause and try to think that okay, what is the exact answer for you from your point of view, and then you can see what ChatGPT is giving response. You can have discussion on that. If you think that okay, the answer will be this, ChatGPT is giving this, so you can have some chat conversation, and based on that it can give the logic that why ChatGPT is thinking this as the answer. And if you agree with that, you can change your opinion, otherwise you can keep your opinion. So ChatGPT can be wrong sometime, but most of the time it will be correct. But yeah, human in the loop is very important in that process. Okay, so now we are going to start with the section number 3, that is research support application. So you know that lot of time, maybe a lot of you people are working on your PhDs or guiding your own PhD students. So we work a lot with research papers and extracting those key points. So these are some prompts which I have created by considering research support applications in detailed point of view. So here you can see that you can generate some summarization of the research paper in 2-3 sentences. You can just give the link of the research paper and it will generate summarization. Or you can upload the PDF file of the paper and it can generate some key finding out of that. So the prompt can be extract the key point from the intro of this paper, include research problem, motivation. So you can paste the intro or you can paste the content and it can generate some content from that. Even this is most important point. So a lot of time we struggle on research topics. So for example, there is a capstone project and you want to know what topic I should use, what topic I can give to my student for capstone project, or what topic I can give to my master student or BTech student for working on some research assignment. So you see that you can use this prompt and ask the chat gpt to generate some research topic, and wonderful so it help you to to create more clarity with you, and it come up with some wonderful ideas which normally is not in our brain. So you see, let's suppose generate research topic on machine learning for sustainable agriculture. So let's do this. So we are saying that generate some research topic on sustainable agriculture, and you see the model is generating a lot of research areas, particularly with sustainable agriculture like crop management and yield optimization. Then it is on pest and disease management, resource management, weed management, client smart agriculture, supply chain management. So you see how quickly it has generated 27 different project ideas. And you can further elaborate any particular project. So let's suppose you like this. You can say that, okay, uh, give more details on this. So you can start it will start discussing on that topic in detail. So you see that integrating machine learning with special satellite imaginary for large scale agriculture monitoring. So it is giving you some overview, some key objective, what we can do, what steps we can follow. And you see it is providing you some great hint, like you can use these satellite images. So normally, let's suppose this data set may not be in my mind, but by interacting with ChatGPT, I came across some new ideas, some new data set which I can apply. Or even you can ask some direct question, what data set I can use for this. So you see, it has provided you all the details of the possible data sets along with the links, so we can use those important resources. And otherwise, we normally not aware about these satellite imaginary data set. Maybe one or two link we know. So a lot of information is there. You see now it's weather and climate data set. So most of the time, sometime it can generate some hallucination data, but most of the time you will find that the data is accurate, and you can just follow these things, and you able to identify some new identified data set and resources from this. So yeah, wonderful area to explore it further. You see that I have just tried that link, and yeah, this is the another link which has shown get data how to do this free and open access biodiversity data. Otherwise, I may not aware about this link. So ChatGPT provided me that, oh, you can use this link, and this is the link for that. So a lot of data sources are available, and you can try that open data cube. You can try this, and you can explore that on your own. So yeah, wonderful things. New ideas come up by interacting with those kind of stuff. So yeah, I like that. I like this very much. And whenever I have to assign some new topics to my students, usually I spend some time with ChatGPT to understand and get some ideas how I can solve this problem in a more effective way. You know that sometime we need to write to respond to a reviewer. We need to frame some email to thank the reviewer for reviewing our paper, and then we attach the revised paper according to the response letter. So we can use this for writing forwarding letters. So you see that it will generate forwarding letter to our reviewer for sending revised paper. So you see that thanks for constructive feedback, and these are the changes which we have done. So what we are sending, so it has created forwarding email for our revised manuscript and response to the reviewer comment. And sometime if you unsure about how to respond to one of the reviewer, you can also generate some response ideas with ChatGPT. For example, if reviewer has given this response and I have no idea how to respond to that, you can at least take some suggestion from that respond to comments suggesting this and this, so why they are not feasible and how existing results support the conclusion. So it will generate a draft deployed and constructive response to a specific reviewer comment, and explain how the uh, changes are justified. So even it can ask a potential examiner to review your thesis. Sometime you want to invite a professor to review particular thesis, or to invite examiner for final viva exam. Once you have the examiner, you need to ask for the account details for honorarium transfer. So yeah, we have all those prompts. You can just try that, and it will generate automatic emails, and you can also frame some tone adjustment accordingly based on the context. So this is third part, which is regarding research activities. So take your time and try these prompt on your own, and just see the outcome which you are getting, and make your mind that please evaluate this on your own whether you like it or not. And I hope most of you will able to appreciate that outcome, and how quickly it is making our life so smooth, and also giving us a lot more ideas. So this is very important to get some good ideas by interacting with ChatGPT. And we just discussed that we able to get a lot of new data sets and all those things on a particular topic. So if you are working on your PhD topic, just try to ask some question on that, and it will give you some innovative ideas how to improve your work further. So please take 2-3 minutes on your own to apply section number 3. I seriously invite all of you to just discuss a particular research topic, and try to go deeply with that. You can even ask, give me methodology to solve this problem. So So these type of insights are very useful, and it will help you to analyze the problem more closely. So please take your time and do some kind of research on doing some methodology, data collection, and all those points. And in between, again, I invite everyone, if you have any questions, any experience based on what you have done so far, so please unmute, and it will be nice to listen from you.
Sir, do you think that we can make it 100% correct, sir? I mean, the answers which we receive from ChatGPT to
So
make them 100%.
normally what I feel that in most of the situation they are correct, but yeah, of course, human in loop is always required. So as a professor, you just always need to evaluate what data you are getting it. But you see that most of the time these are the suggestions, and what I observed based on my experience, that most of the time they are very accurate, and one can rely on the concept which is given by it, and these are very generalized, and it help you to make some good progress. Yeah. Any other questions? Are you trying right now, side by side? Please say something. Those who are doing it right now, please say yes by unmute. Just make some noise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we are trying.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Making noise is very important, otherwise it just become too boring.
So, Pratik sir, some questions in
Yeah.
the chat box.
Yeah,
Right.
please
So
read it for me.
one question is, sir, please throw light on the licensed or trial version of ChatGPT.
Yeah, so good question. So you see that what I'm using right now, I'm using ChatGPT 4. So what I found that it is worth to spend on $10, I think, right now in India. But yeah, I'm using it, and you know that it is just for a full family. So we have an account, and my wife, my son, we all are using same account. So you can do it in parallel. So yeah, but spending on chat gpt, I don't say directly go with that, but just start using it, and yeah, it make a lot difference. So you can see that you can upload the picture, even you can create the image. So create image on explaining data structure. It is not that great in image, but yeah, it can create the image too. Even it can create the presentation. So uh, ChatGPT 4 has a lot more features. So it will generate the image on data structure. Yeah, you see that link list and all those things. And you can even generate the presentation out of that. So let's suppose this is the blog, and I can generate a prompt, create PPT on this blog. So it will read the data from blog, and it will create the presentation. So you will see searching the web. Okay, so it is just giving you that slide by slide notation. Okay, let me ask this, create PPT for download. So now you see that it is analyzing the thing, and it will generate the final PPT file for download. So it has image generation, it has DALI, and it can generate the PPT. You can upload your own PDF files for summarization and all those things. And even there is also a difference in the quality of the outcome. So yeah, so you see it has created the PPT for this. You can directly download it. It will not be that great, but still it is capable to generate those presentations. So you see this is what it has generated, and it is wonderful. I will show you. So arrays, application of arrays, disadvantage, array representation. So yeah, it has created a very brief presentation on that. So it has a capability to create presentation and all those things. So yeah, but it is worth to explore it. So just start using it in your day-to-day activity, and once you feel that yeah, it is adding value to your work, then it is worth to spend that. Okay, so now next we reach to the fourth point, that is creating online tutorial and courses. So sometime when you are learning a new topic, you can also ask ChatGPT to teach you that topic, and even it can help you to create script for video lectures and step-by-step tutorials. You can create syllabi out of that. So here you see that create a step-by-step tutorial on quantum computing, starting with the basics to the leading topics. So let's see what kind of output we got for this quantum computing. So it is this step-by-step tutorial, and most of the time I found that this is very informative. So I'm going to share my experience. So this time I was teaching software engineering. I taught this first time, so I relied a lot on ChatGPT for giving me a lot of interesting contents or the things which I don't able to understand from books. So I asked ChatGPT those questions, and it explained me everything so well. Sometimes you can get some very good examples. For example, you can say explain this idea to high school student. So it will now explain the same concept in layman language, and this is wonderful application where you will able to get some very good examples to discuss that in class. So if we have to explain quantum computing to high school, so how we can explain that? And you see that it is giving a wonderful analogy that you have a locker at school that store one book at a time, and classical computer. So yeah, it is making some concept about qubit 1 and 0, so it can be on and off at the same time. So now you see that you are getting a lot of examples, which is very useful for in class discussion, and you can use that prompt to get some basic details. And here I have shared few other things, like you can see that design a 5 module course on this topic. So sometime you need to create a course, or sometime you need to create a syllabi on a particular topic. So you can even ask the prompt for that. Okay, it will create full-fledged course and divide the whole topics on module by module basis, and you see it has provided everything so well, that intro, objective, learning outcome, what activity I will do, then second module, and so on. So it has provided all the details so well that I can use it directly in my classes. Here, I also want to discuss this, write a script for 5-minute video explaining the content. This, so even you can create the script for your video. It can tell you what kind of scene you should create, what kind of script you should skip. So wonderful. I create a lot of videos on YouTube. So I usually take the help of ChatGPT to create those kind of scripts. So even you can generate some FAQ on a particular topic. So it can generate those FAQs. It can generate some interactive lessons on a particular topic. So yeah, wonderful. It can suggest some visuals on particular things. So just try these prompt to learn a new topic, and it is very helpful to use the capability of ChatGPT to learn and understand these things in a very effective way. So yeah, so please try up to this. We are now at section number 4. So just to read what type of prompt we have. You can frame these prompt according to your own course, and it will help you to create syllabi. It will help you to create notes and so on. So this is wonderful way to apply and learn these kind of skills on your own. So the last point of discussion in ethical use of AI in academia. So this is very important point of discussion which I want to discuss in detail right now. So here the point which you are discussing, that ChatGPT can be inaccurate or incomplete. So it's very important as a professor to careful about that. And once you get some data, it's important to cross check this by some textbooks, some journals, or some reputed websites. So this is very important because sometimes ChatGPT can generate some response which is not accurate. This is very important point which I want to discuss, which is mentioned in section 5.2, which is encouraging student to use AI ethically. So instead of uh, instead of just generating the final response, it's very important that students should be encouraged to cite ChatGPT or any other tool if they have used. So it's very important to teach the student that they should mention that this paragraph was generated by using ChatGPT, and use this instead of just asking for final solution. It's important to use this for brainstorming on particular topic, creating some outlines, learning some concept through simplified explanations. They can use it to refine grammar, clarity, or style in writing. So here, what we have suggested through this practical example. So let's suppose student has written some draft but struggle in grammar and flow. So let's suppose this is the student draft. Then student can ask some refined version. So then encourage the student to further personalize the text to reflect on the understanding and voice. And in the end, uh, also inform the student to cite the role of AI in refining that particular report. So instead of just asking for the full solution, it's very important to start the conversation with your own ideas and then use that for further refinement. And here in US now we start encouraging the students in the later classes, where we are saying that they have to provide the full chat history if they have used chat gpt or any other tool for creating that particular report. So give the whole chat history so that we can understand your learning process through that mechanism, and we can understand in detail how you are using that knowledge source in an effective way. So it's very important to train the students in an effective way instead of just um, hiding from the fact. It's very important to introduce this uh, uh, technology to the students in the class in effective way so that they can learn how to use it. So most important takeaway is that always start with the rough draft. Don't ask for the final solution. The first original draft should be from the student, and then they can use AI to improve for clarity and structure, and then further review and personalize this, and finally give student modified version. And in the end, it's important to cite AI assistant, and if they are using AI, it's important to fact check the ideas. So normally we encourage the students in our higher classes that if they are using chat gpt, they should start with their own version, and then they can use it for refinement. And then if they have added few ideas during that, so it's very important to have full chat history submitted along with the full submission, so that teacher can see how ChatGPT is involved in that particular process. Even if some students are working on research writing, again, we strongly recommend it to start with the first draft with the researcher. You should not simply ask, give me the introduction of that paper or give me the related work. Always have your own first intro, always have your own first related work. So researcher first draft is very important, and then we can use AI to enhance clarity and structure. So the way we use Grammarly, that is also AI generated tool. So we can use the prompt like rewrite this paragraph to make it more formal and technically accurate while maintaining the original intent. So originality should be kept. So students should create its own content first, and then these large language model can be used for refinement. And once you got the refined version, it's important to review for the accuracy and personalize it according to the context. And then finally researcher can submit their own revised version. And if it is possible, it's very important to cite that this is AI generated content. So for example, this whole report I have generated with the help of AI. So here I have added this disclaimer in my report that the content of this report is generated with the assistant of generative AI, including ChatGPT, and all AI generated content has been reviewed and refined by the author to maintain accuracy and alignment. So, yeah, this acknowledgement reflects our commitment to ethical and responsible use of AI in education, research, and professional practice. So, this report carry that disclaimer, so we can have that kind of disclaimer also if we have used these large language models significantly in creating some content. So based on this, if you have any questions, please unmute and let's have some discussion for 5 minutes and then we will move next. Yes.
Participants, if you
I'm
have
waiting
any
for you.
questions. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself. You can ask.
This cannot happen that you have no questions.
So
So
actually, some
please.
Sir, how
questions
can,
in. Yeah, please,
sir,
please.
how does
Yeah, please continue.
sir, how does ChatGPT store every single data?
Yeah, so ChatGPT store this data in your only history conversation. So yeah, so if it is something very sensitive information, yeah, you can avoid pasting that on ChatGPT. But yeah, ChatGPT can use that data for further training and all those things. Yeah, but of course it will not be shown as such to some other users, because ultimately it is a large language model who is using the whole knowledge to generate the context. But yes, any other question?
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, regarding research paper, is there any other AI tool apart from ChatGPT we can use? And can you explore how to build a graph of papers to write the literature review for any research topic which we are going to take?
Yeah, so nowadays you see there are a lot of other tools which are also available and using AI capabilities. Right now, I am not remembering right now, but yeah, we can maybe ask ChatGPT for that. But anyway, yeah, there are a lot of tools for that which you can use. But you are
Yeah,
asking about how to
no, no.
draw
Actually,
graph.
in no, actually, when we are going to do the literature review, we need to download many papers, and we are going to write the paper. So, is there any shortcut like to build a graph of papers using this chat GPT?
So uh, of course it can create the graph based on the data you have, but you can provide some data. Okay, okay, I got it. So let's suppose you want to do some kind of comparison between two technologies or two things, and you want to show that in a tabular manner. Okay,
Yeah.
so compare. mm, So what I'm doing right now, I'm comparing two books. So you can also compare two papers on that by giving two links. So let's suppose I say that compare this and this in a tabular way. So you can see that these are first book, this is second book, this is author, this is central theme. So it gives you a lot more quick overview about this comparison. So you see, wonderful. So actually it has compared two books, so on various aspects. And you see that normally we don't come up with that kind of detailed comparison. So in the same way, you can compare two papers. So let me try this on some of my paper. Maybe it work. So let's see. Just give me a minute to apply that. So we'll try to do something. So let's suppose this is one paper. Compare these papers. So this is paper number 1, where I was this, and this is my second paper, let's suppose. So yeah, this is working fine, and you can give your PDF file, and it can generate the comparison if they are related, and it can create uh, related work for you quickly. You see
Okay,
evaluation
sir. Thank you. Yeah.
matrix, key contribution, data sets, and I just give the name of two papers. Even I have not provided the PDF file of these. This is my first paper, second paper, and it has given me the quite detailed paper that, yeah. So it's working, and you can use that for generating comparison and related work section, so on.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Some questions in chat box
Yeah, please.
from
Go ahead.
Radha Krishnan. His question is ChatGPT is a trustable platform, sir. Any security issues?
So instead of security, it is more about the privacy of your data, because here what I'm saying, that once you are uploading the data, it can be shared by other people. So yeah, just aware about that. So yeah, privacy of data is concerned, and if you think that you have very sensitive information, you can avoid that. And some of the companies, you know, that they prohibited the use of ChatGPT for putting sensitive data or pasting sensitive information on that. But from academic point of view, I don't think the examples which I have shown you, we have anything which is too sensitive, because everything is available in the public domain. All those papers are available in the public domain. We are just refining those paper or comparing them, and even the topic or the blogs which are there, they are already in public domain. So it don't matter too much in that sense. Any other question?
Yeah, another question, sir, from the same professor. So, may I know the data source of ChatGPT internal mechanism? What's
So
the data source?
as we discussed in the beginning, so it has all the data humanity which has written so far. So all the research paper which are available on IEEE and all those things. So it has everything which is available in the digital form. So that's why it is able to understand and give the answer. So all the data which is in public domain, written by humanity so far, it is trained on that. Yeah. Okay, so now we have, yeah,
And one
do
more,
we
sir,
have any other question? Yeah,
one more
yeah,
question,
please.
sir, from Gautami Reddy. As a scholar, we can use this ChatGPT according to our requirement. But while we are suggesting to student as a teacher, is this suggestible? We have different types of students according to their capabilities.
Yeah, so very good question. And this is very important question to ask at this time, because there are two things. One thing is that it is important to understand that all students, whether we are discussing it in our class or not, they are using ChatGPT. We have to first understand that. So they are already using it. So instead of just don't talking it anything on that, I think that it's very important to inform the students about the responsible use of AI. That is more important, instead of just ignoring the whole discussion, because already students are using it, and maybe they are unaware about some ethical issues and how to use it properly. So instead of just saying, just closing any conversation in the class, it's very important at this point to start the conversation in this direction and try to understand how they are using it, or is they using it or not. But but I think that it is sure that they are using these to solve our assignments, our day-to-day activities. So if we start conversation on that, and if we start discussing the ethical use, and if we ask them to use it responsibly, and as I discussed, the way uh, they can use it uh, to refine the content, to get some more ideas, so it will take us to good direction, as compared to just closing the eyes on the challenges which is in front to all of us. So along on this point, we all having a concern that is it a cheating or is it a learning. So let's now put some time on that, and this is now conclusion thoughts on this. So we know that students are using chat gpt in the class, or even I'm encouraging you people to use chat gpt, and you can say that is it cheating or is it learning. So in order to answer that question, let us consider this example. Here I'm showing you on my screen a value, a pole vault 100 year ago's. This is Olympics, and during 100 year ago's, the best uh, record was 4.21 meter. And during that time, you can see that the pole was not that great, and even that particular athlete has to lie down, jump down on the soil. So during those point, during those conditions, they have to just jump it by using that particular pole, which is not that flexible during that time, and the record was 4.21 meter. 100 years later, now at this point, we have a record of 6.25 meter. It is an improvement of 48%. And all this improvement has been resulted due to the improvement in the pole and the improvement of the cushion on which the athlete is landing after making the jump. Earlier, there was no cushion. The athlete jumped on the soil, but now the athlete is jumped on the cushion, and the pole technology has improved a lot. And ultimately, we able to improve our outcome by 48%. Earlier, when the technology start improving the pole, the people start complaining about that, and they were saying that it is a cheating because they are using some better pole to jump. But in the end, what matters? In the end, the target was to jump more higher, and everyone agree with that, and we able to we accept that reality, that we able to jump for 6.23 meter by having improved pole. And this is not a cheating, because our overall objective was to improve the outcome, improve the height of our jump, and that is 48% improvement, and it's only due to tools. There in all other games, like if you consider the game of 100-meter run, the improvement was in 100 year, the improvement was just 8%, but here the improvement is 48%, and it's only due to technology. So it's very important to get some context from this example. But it is also very important to consider this situation where, let's suppose, there is a coach who is asking the athlete to run 5 rounds of 4-meter track and complete that in 20 minutes. So athlete has to run it and complete that 400-meter track in 20 minutes, and he is pushing hard to run for 20 minutes. And we can also consider another situation. If athlete is using scooter and saying that he's improving on that, earlier it was took 20 minutes, I completed that 10 minutes with the help of technology, so this is completely fine. But here, this is not completely fine, because here we bypass the core purpose of the exercise. Preparation through the effort and discipline is not there. So this particular case study is not allowed. So we have to consider consider this deeply, which is allowed and which is not allowed. So if it is only about creating better reports, creating better code, solving more complex problem, then if they are using tools like ChatGPT to write some codes, What is the problem in that? We are ultimately getting some better apps. We are able to solve some complex problem which was not earlier solved. If we able to achieve that with help of technology, that can be completely fine by considering that example. But it is also important that it should not bypass the basic fundamentals. Like here, it is important to practice and run for 400 meters, 5 round on own without using technology. This technology support is not applicable or allowed in this situation. This is completely cheating. So we can also make some point from the use of calculator. You know that in middle school, we don't allow calculator in the class. We ask the student to do all the calculations or multiplication on the own. But when that student goes in the high school, and when the problem become more complex like derivative or all those complex mathematical problem, we allowed scientific calculator, and we say that there is now no need to do multiplication on hand. You can use calculator and just spend your time and energy to solve complex problem. At this time, we don't expect the student to do all multiplication and division on the hand. We allow at this point, but here in the middle school, we don't allow that.
Pratik sir.
So from this context,
Pratik sir.
we can, yeah,
Pratik
please.
sir, slides are not changing. Currently, we are in
Yeah,
the cheating
just
alarm.
give me a minute. Yeah, thanks for highlighting that. Okay, I have to stop this maybe. Okay, so I hope now the slides are changing.
Can you try, sir? Change now? Yes, sir. It's fine now.
Yeah. So earlier I was giving you the example of this jump, which we say that it is allowed. But consider this where we have a coach and he's using some scooter to complete that jump. So this is cheating, and we should not allow that. But if we take the context of using calculator in the class, so you see that calculator is not allowed in the middle school, but in the high school or in universities we allowed that, and everyone is using scientific calculator. And even when the problem become complex, the scientific calculator is allowed, where one can simply get the answer of derivative and all those things, because the focus is here to solve the complex problem. Can we adopt or learn something from these solutions which we evolve with time? So from this point of view, it is important to understand that it's very important that students should learn the basics very clearly without using ChatGPT. It means that once we introduce computer programming, fundamentals, data structure, then during that, in those classes, we can say with strict guideline that use of ChatGPT is not allowed. Student has to write all the basic coding stuff on the own, because that principle building is very important, that basic building is very important. But once student reached at the third year or fourth year during capstone project, where student has already learned about those computer programming skill on the own, C++, and it is the time to solve those complex real world problem, then maybe during that time we have to introduce that students can use those kind of skill set in a responsible way. And this is the way whole US is going on. So we are not all the professors agreeing on that it's very important to introduce this in our university system, because in the end student has to go to industry, and every industry is using those generative AI tools to write the code, to debug the code, to solve their day-to-day activities. So it's very important to train our student on these skill set. But at what time? So there is a discussion on the time, but there is no discussion on why we have to introduce this or not. So we have to introduce it, but what is the best time? So we can conclude that the best time may be to third year or final year. But during those formulative fundamental courses where the student is learning computer programming, C++, data structure, it's very important to build those core concepts. But once student has those ideas, and once the student reached at the time to apply the language to solve complex problems in the form of capstone projects, then we can introduce these kind of generative AI tools so that they can build it on their own scale. So it's very important to have foundational learning, but once foundational learning is complete, we can ask the students to go for these use of these tools in the class. So with this note, I close my discussion. If you have any thoughts, follow-up thoughts and discussions, please feel free to discuss that. I just want to know what you feel. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So thank you very much, sir, Pratik sir. So now I'm requesting all the participants, please unmute yourself and please provide some feedback on this valuable session. If you have any questions or if you have any feedback, please unmute yourself. There are some feedbacks are floating in chat box, and if you are unmute yourself, you can open. Then it will be better because are unable to view the chat box, I think. So if you unmute yourself and you can open your mouth and tell some feedback, then it will be more better. And some feedback
It's a
was there
very,
on the, yeah, please, sir.
Yeah, please.
it's a very informative session, sir. I'm having a lot of doubt in ChatGPT. Now it will be clarified, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
any
sir.
other suggestions?
So thank you for the session. It's very informative, and we have got through the mechanism of the chat GPT.
Okay, good. So there is one another tool which I want to share with you quickly before winding up this talk. Uh, are you aware about Khan Mingo? Have you listened to this? There is a tool called as Khanmingo. So Khanmingo is first AI powered virtual tutor from Khan Academy. I hope you are familiar with Khan Academy. So this Khan Academy has come up with the Khanmigo tool, which is first AI generated tutor for helping the students and teacher. And in US schools, we are using that to teach the students. And what is the best thing is that in this is that if in chat gpt you give the question, it will simply prompt you the full answer, but in khan mingo it will not give the full answer. It will, as a teacher, ask the student to do it step by step basis so that student can understand it. So khan mingo will generate step by step discussion and will start the conversation with the student instead of just directly telling the answer. So khan mingo can be another possible direction in which we can go with having AI powered virtual tutor in the classroom. So you can try that on your own to understand this more deeply. So you just need to Google it. So the tool is Khan Mingo. And once you log in it will have the interface like this. So this is Khan Mingo tool, and Khanmigo actually have all the points where what we discussed. You can create lesson plan, you can create learning objective, multiple choice questions, question generators. So all these features are there in Khanmigo, and you can use this as a teacher as well as student. And there are a lot of things going on the use of Khanmigo in the class. So even I have a video which I wish to play quickly for you people so that you can take quick idea.
We're about to show you
I hope you can listen the audio.
Yes,
a
yes.
technological innovation that could one day change the way every child in every school in America is taught. It's an online tutor powered by artificial intelligence designed to help teachers be more efficient and students learn more effectively. It's called Conmigo. Conmigo means with me in Spanish, and Khan is its creator, Sal Khan, the well-known founder of Khan Academy, whose lectures and educational software have been used for years by tens of millions of students and teachers in the US and around the world. Conmigo was built with the help of OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT. Its potential is
So
staggering.
yeah, you can watch this video, and in that video, it talk a lot about how to use, and there is some experimentation going on here in U.S. school district, and yeah, you can watch this video in detail. Now, before closing this session, it's time to have a quick quiz. So let's have that before winding up this session. So I request everyone to please scan this QR code. So with this, you will able to join that informative quiz. So yeah, it is menti.com, and this is the code. But otherwise, if you can just scan this QR code, it will be fine, and you will able to log in into that. So please quickly log in into that. In next 5 minutes, we will try to wind up everything. So just bear with me for another 5 minutes and scan this QR code. We have few questions what we discussed in that session. And Dean sir will give some special prize to the winner. So yeah, even without asking him, I can assure you that. So just give your best, and let's see who is going to win this quiz. It will be fun. So it's just like a KBC, fastest finger first. You will get the options. You have to answer it accurately and fast. So those who answer it correct and fast will get maximum point. Your point will be keep on adding. We have four question, I suppose, and based on that, we will have our final winner. So are you ready? Can we start with the first question? So let's start. It will be on your screen.
It's just a minute, sir. Just I will share this link in the chat box also parallel simultaneously so that
Yeah.
participant can easily access.
Yes, yes.
The code is 7991563.
So you just need to open menti.com. It will ask for the code and just input that code.
Right.
So we have a lot of participants. So let's see who is actually listening to our talk, because they will only participate in that quiz otherwise.
Wonderful.
So yeah, you can scan the QR code also, and you can do this on your phone too. Otherwise, you can do this on your laptop. So let's start. So now we have how many players? Just 32, 33 players. Okay, let's wait for more players. So please open this menti.com and use this code.
మీరు
Menti.
కంటిన్యూ అవ్వండి తర్వాత జాయిన్ అవుతాను.
Okay, so this is your first question. Last question. So let's see. Wow, so we have RS Dubey. So ultimately, idea of generative AI is not to reduce the teaching time. Ultimately, teaching time will be 1 year, 1 hour. We have to use that time in a more effective way, and we can generate the content based on the needs of every individual student. So yeah, RS Dubey, if you, it will be nice if you can unmute yourself and introduce to all of us, please. Congratulations, RS Dubey ji.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please introduce.
Yeah, I am Professor Dubey. I am working as professor in CS and AI department.
Very good, very good.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. So with this, we came to the end of this discussion. So I just
Thank
want to share a few resources which we have, which I have created. You can explore this on your own later on. So there is one YouTube channel which I'm running, Pratik Bhatia Simplifying Computer Education. So as we discussed in the beginning, it has a lot of tutorials on databases, machine learning, generative AI. So I hope it will be very useful to the students. Recently, I launched my book, Machine Learning with Python, Principles and Practical Techniques from Cambridge University Press. So this book is launched this month only, and it is available on Amazon, and it cover all machine learning concepts in a very detailed way. So yeah, I suggest you to please explore the contents. This is another book which I have published, Data Mining and Data Warehousing from Cambridge University Press, which again cover Veka, R, and data mining concepts. So it is a textbook for data mining course. This is the book on database management system. It is again a textbook for learning DBMS. I have created along with this 7 Udemy courses along with the YouTube channel. These are some of my books. For more details, you can reach out to me at pratikbhatia.com. This is my website, which carry information about all the research projects we are doing. So these are some of the courses which I have created on Udemy platform. One is on explainable AI, another is on DBMS. This is full course on database management system, full of video lectures, SQL in a simplified manner, mastering PLSQL, machine learning, genetic algo for machine learning, association mining for machine learning. So all these courses are available at Udemy platform. Most of these courses are free, and these are my details. So yeah, you can write to me at pratik.bhatia@gmail.com. This is my website. My phone number is also here. So if you are interested to conducting some more talks for your students, I will be happy to do that. So with this note, thanks for giving me opportunity for having this wonderful discussion, and I hope you will keep using this wonderful tool to ease up your work and doing your task more efficiently. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Pratik sir, for your valuable information as part of this session. And in the current time bounding environment, the usage of the generative AI tools will be very useful for us. And you shared very useful materials with us. Thanks a lot. So thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.